What's good, Commanders fans? Got my Elite Channel members with me today. We got my man Kenny Man DMV. His link is down below. Make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys subscribe to my guy Oscar Josue Montel. To his channel, he does Washington Commanders football content. He does all sports. You got the OG. You got him on Instagram. You got Warpath. He's coming on in a couple minutes. You know, he's going to be a little late. He's on CP time. Make sure you guys sub him up. He does Washington Commanders content. You guys already know. You guys already know. But yeah, we're gonna talk about the Wentz trade. We haven't heard from the guys what they thought about the Wentz trade. Of course, we gotta talk about that. Talk a little bit about Matt Ryan and some other quarterbacks that got traded. You know, did Ron make a move? Did he pull the trigger a little too early? We'll talk about that a little bit. And then, of course, we'll give a grade to free agency. You know, Ron hasn't done much, but we'll give a quick grade to the first week of free agency. But I'm going to shout out a couple people in the chat real quick. Ben Willard, what's up, man? He said Ron did the right thing. I like Wentz as a QB1. I don't think there was a better option available to us. Shout out to Football Fan 7771. Billy Sulser, what's up, man? He said, I'm optimistic about Carson, bro. He has the talent. He needs special coaching. Cypher, what's up, man? Dora Gunner, that's my guy. He's a channel member. Shout out to him. Brian Harding, he's a channel member. Shout out to him. He said, hit that like on the way in, folks. Know in between sports. What's up? What's going on? Who else is in the chat? CB, what's going on? What's going on? All right, so let's get to it. Let's hop in it. So I want to get you guys' reaction to the Carson Wentz trade. We haven't talked about it since last month. But Warpath, I'll start with you. What was your reaction? Also, we did get nuggets from John Kahn that Joe Gibbs did help Ron Rivera out in the quarterback search. He didn't tell him to get Carson Wentz, but he did. We did hear from the legendary Ron heard from the legendary Joe Gibbs consulting and finding a quarterback. Does that make you feel better about trading for Carson Wentz and the quarterback search? What was your reaction to the trade, and where were you when it happened, Warpath?
Well, I was actually watching some ACC basketball at the time, and I looked up there. I said, "Oh my God, they traded for we traded for Carson Wentz." Because I think I was the first person to let you know, and I think like Bay probably blew up half a city block or something when it was going on. Cause I think he went in the dark afterwards, and he ain't had power since. He just got it today, but you know, unlike everybody else who just bams just to bam, I mean, it's Carson Wentz. I mean, we know what the guy can do. We know he has. We know what his history is. That money, that $28 million guarantee. Wish they could have chipped some of that off. At the end of the day, you need a guy like this, and when you have everything else, when you have all this outside noise, you can get this guy who is the quintessential by the book kind of guy. You know, and I wasn't upset about it. I wasn't too, like, once I kind of thought through it, processed a little bit, I'm like, I live with Taylor Heineke. I live with Josh Johnson. I've lived with Ryan Fitzpatrick for 16 plays. I can live with Carson Wentz. Am I happy about it? No. Am I upset about it? No, not really. I just want to see how it's going to play out. We got to give this an opportunity because I think this is last-ditch effort. It came off as a panic move, but I also think it's an indictment on this quarterback class in the draft because I don't think you make this move if you believe you can go and get a guy that's worth a damn when it's coming to draft. I mean, I know people pushed up Malik Willis and everything like that, but, hey, these guys, small hand Kenny, we don't know who it's going to be. Not you, Kenny, but Kenny Pickett, but I mean, it is what it is. You know, I give it a B minus, C plus if I had to give it a grade.
Yeah,
I ain't worried about it.
I'm with you on the grade too. I'm lukewarm. It's better than the Fitz move. I'll say that he is an upgrade over Taylor Heineke. There's still some red flags to it. Mm-hmm. They did send. I know they sent the Martys went to the pro day today for Malik Willis. They went to the pro day for Kenny Pickett. I heard as we all heard. So we're gonna talk about the quarterback situation a little bit later too. But yeah, I'm going. I'm gonna be positive. I'm still lukewarm to it. But how did you feel about it, Kenny?
At first I was a little upset, but then I had to think. It's probably a reason why they did that, right? I feel like they knew already Russ wasn't coming. They already knew Deshaun wasn't coming. They already knew Aaron wasn't coming. They made a decision. We just found out last. You see what I'm saying? So you got to put yourself in their shoes, and that's why they did it. And I get that. I understand that because we could be the New York Giants. We could be who else is losing the quarterback and needs a quarterback?
Panthers.
Panthers. We could be Mitchell Trubisky, Steelers. You know what I mean? So I feel like we made the best decision, and is it a long-term answer? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know. You know what I mean? He could come out there and cook. I doubt it though, honestly. But you know, we'll see. Prove me wrong. Prove us wrong, because I don't think nobody really think he's about to go out there, because he would have did it in Indy. He had a better team around him. He didn't have a better wide receiver core, but he had a defense. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to see. It's up in the air. I will give it probably a B+ because they did something long term. You know what I mean? Long term. It was a long term move. I believe so.
Yeah, and if he doesn't work out, they can cut him because there's no dead money cap hit. So Ron, made a move where he knows that can happen. And we learned that Jim Irsay was the one that kicked him out of there. It wasn't like Frank Reich kicked him out of there, because if Frank Reich wanted him out of there, then it would look really bad. Still, Ballard didn't have great things to say about him, but Frank Reich did call Ron Rivera after he traded him and said, "You're getting a good player." So I'm trying to be optimistic. How about you, Oscar?
Get ready for another 7-10 season, gentlemen.
The Russian judge.
Look, I still don't like it. I give it a D, and here's why. Not only the play, not only his quarterback play, but also basically ate most of the salary cap. So we're talking about we need to build around Carson Wentz, okay? How? If Washington's broke. This was, I looked at the free agency class, tight ends and wide receivers, and this would have been a good time to get one of those wide receivers or tight ends. And we can't, because Carson Wentz is eating up most of the money.
Amen.
So that's my main reaction. If you want more of my reaction, go watch my video, because I still don't like the move. And I was getting prepared to watch a soccer game, and then that just turned my whole mood upside down. Like, I was upset the whole entire day, even when I went to school that night. So
yeah, I hope you're not right about the record. You were right about the record last year, but I'm hoping we're getting some better luck on our side this year. How about you, OG?
Man, Ed, I want to say thank you, man, for allowing me to be on the show with one of DC's well-knowns, Ben's Chili Bowl eaters, Corey. Man, I don't like the move, man. Ron spent the whole offseason saying that, he's really going to try to get him a quarterback. I don't honestly believe that he put forth an effort to get a legit quarterback. I truly believe this dude. Look, why would you go and send something to Kansas City to see if Patrick Mahomes is available? He's not disgruntled. They're not trying to part ways with him. Ron just doing anything to make it look good. And what he really wanted is what he got: mediocrity at his best. I was high on Carson Wentz when he came out, but this dude is fragile, man. He really is. If these people draft a quarterback during this draft, this dude he showed that he has signs of sensitivity. He was mad at Nick Foles. He was mad about, they won the Super Bowl. He mad about a lot of stuff, man. This dude is sensitive to the max. He take a lot of sacks, so I'm not happy with it, man. I don't believe nothing about Ron. I truly believe the Russian judge did better than me, because I said the floor is 3-14. The ceiling is 5-12. I don't have any confidence in this coaching staff. Jack Del Rio still calling the defense. We still have Elroy Jetson over there, no eyebrows, is more concerned about 3 or 5 years in the coaching. So I'm focused on, man, maybe we get a new owner, maybe Ron gets fired, and this move giving up 2/3 and the second one can be a second round pick. If he plays 70% of the games, not win, but play 70% of the game, which is probably not hard to do. who knows what they're gonna do with that first pick. So I'm not sold on nothing Ron is doing. I don't believe anything he's saying, and I just wish this fan base the best, especially this young fan base. They've never got to feel what it's like to win, man. I mean, to win it all. And this stuff right here is the stuff I be talking about. We hit it in the wrong direction. We are headed in the wrong direction completely with a reverse and no brakes.
I mean, what I will say is that the red flags are there. The whole Nick Foles statue in Philly, we talked about that. The whole Jalen Hurts being drafted, you know, he can, you know, they asked him in the press conference, you know, the rumors true about his leadership and whatnot. He said some of it is true. He did admit to that. He said, you know, it was his fault about some of the things that happened in that Jaguars game where they lost the game. So I do like that Carson Wentz had some accountability, but it's easier said than done. So we'll see what happens with Carson. I think if they do build around him, they can help him out. He could be a quarterback. But the 5-12, I don't see them being 5-12 because they were 7-10 against the first place schedule with Taylor Heineke. This year, we got a third place schedule. So they would have to be really bad to be 3-14. I don't see that happening. But PIMP, thank you for the donation. It says, I still can't believe we got Carson Wentz. Thank you for the donation. Also, Alexander Solas, he says, I've been watching a lot of Carson Wentz film lately. He is very elusive, has a big arm and can throw on the run, Ed. This is a huge upgrade. Yeah, I mean, he has a way stronger arm than Taylor Heineke. It's not hard to have a stronger arm than Taylor Heineke. No disrespect. I do like Heineke, the legend Taylor Heineke. But, yeah, Carson, we know what he's done to us in the past. You know, ducking his head under, getting first downs on Monday Night Football. Can he continue to do that? You know, is he going to have some revenge on the Eagles and the Cowboys and the Giants? He does own the Giants. I will say that. He's 7-2 against the Giants, 16-9 against the NFC East. So, you know, that's part of the optimism for Carson Wentz. Let's see here. Reggie Red, shout out to him. JB Hardy, he's a channel member as well. Shout out to him as well. Brad Collins, what's going on? Chris Hunter, he's a channel member as well. Thank you for the donation. He says, Yami been putting in that work this off season. Check out his YouTube channel. He wants to be great. We know Wentz with that thrown. We know Wentz will throw that deep ball. Yeah, he's going to open up this offense. He's going to open up this offense. But I do want to get to the Matt Ryan trade, what's going on with Baker Mayfield, Marcus Mariota on the move to the Falcons. Do you guys think that Ron Rivera pulled the trigger too early? Do you think he should have waited for somebody like a Matt Ryan to be available or Baker Mayfield to be available? How about you, Warpath?
No, I don't think he waited too. I don't think he did too early. I think it probably was the best time for him to do it. Let's be honest, Matt Ryan. Let's look at the weapons that Matt Ryan has had compared to Carson Wentz over their careers. I mean, he had Julio Jones. He had an aging Tony Gonzalez that was still effective. Roddy White for all those many years. The guy was putting up numbers. Alshon Jeffrey was Carson Wentz's best target in Philadelphia, and he had like 500 some yards. That was his it's talking about wide receiver. Zach Ertz, right, and Dallas Goedert were probably his top. I think there was one year that the fourth leading receiver was the highest wide receiver on the team in receiving yards, and that was Alshon Jeffrey. And they made the playoffs that year. Like a lot of people forget, back in 2019, what this cat did to get them in position with Greg Ward and all these other cats. Baker Mayfield. People want Baker Mayfield. He's probably more soft than Carson Wentz is. He basically got out in front of the Deshaun Watson trade, right? And wrote that letter saying, I'm sorry, Cleveland. I love you, Cleveland. He got in front of it. He pretty much announced that trade before it even happened. And people aren't talking about that. So I don't really think that they wait. I don't think they waited too long to pull the trigger. I think it was probably, like I said, the only thing with that trade that they had was the money thing. I think that was the worst part about it. But other than that, I mean, I don't think they waited too long. And then what's Indianapolis doing? They can't settle on a damn quarterback because their owner's too much of a damn junkie. Carson wanted to pray for him. He wanted to do a line of coke. That's why he got traded out of Indianapolis. Let's be for real, family.
Yeah, so I mean, Ron did look desperate. You know, we gave up 2 threes for Carson, which is it's not the end of the world type of trade package. You know, it's not like we gave up 3 first-round picks for Carson Wentz. So it's not the worst trade in the world, but we did eat that $28 million. We do have to pay that full salary and the $5 million roster bonus. So I know a lot of people are complaining, saying, "Hey, you know, Matt Ryan became available, but only had to trade a third round pick." I think at this moment, Carson, if I had to compare the two to Carson to Matt Ryan, I'd probably take Carson over Matt Ryan at this moment. Matt Ryan's not a bum, though. He's not a bum. He's okay. He's serviceable. Baker, yeah, I'd take him over Baker because of the crying that Baker does. I heard what Steve Smith said that Baker Mayfield cries so much. But yeah, you could have got Marcus Mariota. I'm not really standing on the table for him. Jameis Winston, you could have got him for cheap and kept your draft picks. So I do see that avenue. How about you, Kenny?
That was the best option to get Carson Wentz, right? I don't want Matt Ryan because I just have nightmares of Michael Parsons coming off the edge. And what is Matt Ryan going to do? He's like the guy that's going to trip over the tree right there, and he's going to die first. You know what I mean? It's nothing we could do with him. You see what I'm saying? You can't run no read option. The offense will be limited, right? I feel like by getting Carson, we could open up the playbook, right? We could draft a wide receiver, right? And let's be for real. He was the only person we could possibly bring in here. Like I said before, they knew before we knew, right? They knew that these other guys wasn't coming. You know what I mean? So Carson was the only move. And think about it. He's under contract till I think 2024. I believe that. So you see what Deshaun Watson just got paid. You see what Aaron Rodgers just got paid. This is chump change. We got a food stamp card. You know what I mean? We playing with house money. Say if he goes out there and does well, then what? We don't got to extend him. He's already under contract. We could just put that money elsewhere. You see what I'm saying? We got to pay Terry. So that's why I said it's Ron is thinking long term. You know what I mean? Hopefully it work out. Because if not, he probably gonna get fired.
There you go.
Yeah, I think so too. How about you, Oscar?
I don't know. I don't think he did pull the trigger too early. I mean, look at that same week. A lot of the quarterbacks were coming. Were flying off the board. So the timing wasn't that bad. Now, is he better? Is he going to be better than Matt Ryan? Who knows? And here's why. Matt Ryan, he was with the Atlanta Falcons for way too long, I feel like. And that offensive line, he kept on that offensive line wasn't good enough. But now he's going over to the Colts, and that offensive line is one of the best offensive line in football. So, I mean, I feel like come back to me in a year and ask me that question. Only time will tell. So yeah. Aside from that, Baker Mayfield, I really don't care for him. He's not impressive to me at all. So
yeah, and Jameis, they could have got James, they could have got Mariota, they could have kept their picks. Yeah, I'm not with those guys either. But I did see a lot of fans complaining about not getting Matt Ryan and other things like that. But we'll see with the Colts. I mean, he's got Jonathan Taylor. He's going to help him out. How about you, OG?
Ron panicked. And I totally disagree with what the fella said. Matt Ryan, we had a guy that was the same height as your son, Ed, at quarterback last year. Taylor Heineke, he could barely see over the line, throwing the passes late, throwing it too high, throwing it behind the players. Matt Ryan is a veteran. Those audibles that Taylor Heineke couldn't do, those audibles that Carson Wentz doesn't do right now, he loves to change up the plays on his own. He don't go on script. He's not as accurate as people keep on saying. Yes, he has a big arm. And if we're talking about potential and he hasn't done anything, then that means he really hasn't done nothing. So I'm not sold on Baker Mayfield is a system kind of guy. I think he should have been with the 49ers or maybe Seattle. Matt Ryan, to me, you put him in this offense, you want a quarterback that is above this romper room coaching staff. You can say he ain't mobile, but when it comes down to those audibles, we won't be missing these little passes and, scared to throw at these guys that's overrated, like Diggs over in Dallas. Oh, no, we got We got Cam Sims on him. Oh no, we going up in the air. Get that. We need guys that can think. Carson Wentz is not that dude. He's not a leader. He admits it. He's not a leader. We need somebody that's a leader. I don't need nobody with potential. I don't need anybody with all athleticism. You see, this coaching staff do not know what to do with talent. You got Chase Young and you got Montez Sweat and Jamin Davis playing way out of position all season long. How long is it going to take for you to figure that out? Then you got J.D. McKissick and you don't use him properly. Come on, man. You don't use none of the stuff properly because you don't have an adequate guy at the right position, at the most important position in all of sports. Matt Ryan is going to figure it out. He's going to be a surgeon. Mark my words, Indianapolis does not have the wide receivers we have. And watch they do completely better. And it's a better coaching staff. So all I'm saying is, for everyone that says that Matt Ryan can't move like Kenny, I am looking forward. God knows I am. And especially that Ben's Chili Bowl dude, Corey. I am so looking forward. Y'all are going to reap this one because Atlanta gave up a third. They gave up a third and kept his salary cap. We ate a $28 million deal. And if this dude plays 70% of the games, it turns into a second-round pick, and he may not even be on the team next year. And God hopes that it ain't, and Ron is not here. So all I'm saying is I wanted Matt Ryan. That idiot pulled the trigger too fast. He knew what he wanted. They said that when he sent that offer to Seattle, Seattle resent the offer. He didn't even respond. CBS Sports got that. They got that. So at the end of the day, Ron not serious about getting no elite quarterback. He's not serious about winning. He's still thinking about 3 to 5 years in the culture and building his legacy. You can't build no legacy bigger than the Washington Redskins. No, you can't. No eyebrows. You didn't do that well in Carolina, and you're failing. You're failing upward here in DC. So, man, I hope that I'm wrong, but man, woo, it's gonna be something special if this turns out to be egg in our face. Oh my God.
Well, we do play the Colts this year, so Carson can get his revenge.
Oh, they gonna tip doors up off us.
Now, one thing I will say, Matt Ryan, his QBR has dipped every year. He has got worse every year. Had 20 touchdowns, 12 picks. The arm straight's not the same. So he has declined every year. He is getting older. So he kind of would be like our Mark Brunell. Mark Brunell wasn't terrible, but he would probably be like a Mark Brunell for the Washington Commanders if he came in. What'd you say?
Who was Matt Ryan throwing to this year?
He threw to Russell Gage. He threw to Kyle Pitts. Carson didn't have a lot of receivers either, so they were kind of in the same boat. And Cordarrelle Patterson was a Swiss Army knife for the Falcons too.
In Indianapolis,
they do run the ball. But their offensive line was ranked 30th per PFF in pass protection. So, you can kind of go back and forth with who had a better season. Carson Wentz, numbers-wise, had a better season. 27 touchdowns, 7 picks, was 9th in QBR. And Matt Ryan, 18th in QBR. It will be a showdown. I don't think either quarterback is, so much better than the other. But Matt Ryan's 36. That's the thing. He's 35, 36. He is older, and he's not the same guy that he was back in 2012. So – but, yeah, Ron was desperate. He did play his cards. He told the whole world that he wanted to trade for a quarterback, so he did look desperate. The Colts knew that, so they weren't about to eat Carson's salary. They weren't going to do that because they knew Ron was desperate. So they did kind of play Ron a little bit with that in the 2/3. The 2/3 is not the end of the world. So, but as far as Matt Ryan, I'm not tripping over Matt Ryan too much. We'll see. I can't wait till we play the Colts, though. That should be a fun game. Philly Talk Podcast is my guy. Make sure you guys sub him up. He is a Eagles fan, so that should be a fun game when Carson goes back to Philly. It's going to be a fun game. I hope Carson can get his revenge in Philly. We know how Philly fans do. All right, so let's get to free agency here. So out of all the guys that got cut, Matt Ioannidis got released. Eric Flowers got released. DeShazer Everett got released. A lot of guys left. Tim Settle signed with the Bills. Brandon Sheriff signed with the Jaguars. Ricky Seals-Jones signed with the Giants. So which of those guys that left the roster via release or signing with a different team, which one do you think hurt the most for the Washington Commanders? And Warpath, I'll start with you.
Yeah, the biggest thing about Carson Wentz was it was a Jacksonville game. He was sacked 6 times, and you get rid of arguably your best offensive lineman in Eric Flowers, right? That made absolutely no sense to me. The left side was probably your best side of that offensive line because the guys played together all damn season, so you had the consistency there. Matt Ioannidis, I heard, there was friction in the locker room. Maybe he didn't like the way Sam Mills III was coaching the defensive line. And to be honest with you, I don't agree with Matt Ryan's parolee too much, but I will say that he's right in that situation. They're doing something weak in that that defensive line room, playing people out of position and everything. So that was a little bit of a question. And then you didn't really go after Tim Settle with enough aggression, and they paid circus peanuts for him up there in Buffalo. I think it was more or less, and that's the dark side of this Carson Wentz trade, right? It's the subtraction by addition. Landon Collins, he didn't want to play the spot that they wanted him to play. I don't really care. And Deshazor Everett, he's got more to worry about than football. So I would say two of those moves were more questionable than anything for me, and that was Matt Ioannidis because they got their feelings hurt, and then Eric Flowers because they couldn't come to a contract agreement. And Eric Flowers is still out there too, so maybe they can mend some fences. I don't know.
Yeah, I would love to take Eric back. How about you, Kenny?
Definitely Eric Flowers for sure. Because Sheriff already had, he was gone. You know what I mean? And our line was pretty good. So why not keep as many people together as you can? You know what I mean? For them to just let them go. Maybe they had to. Like I said, we really don't know why. It could be a numbers thing that hurt, the line. But I was just so excited that we got JD back. I ain't care who left after that. I was like, we needed him so bad. That right there, by them getting JD back with him pulling that gangster move, saying, you know what? I'm going back home. I don't care about no Super Bowl and all of that. I'm loyal. I like that. I respect that. He even remind me of how Bradley Beal, you got talent. You can go elsewhere. You can probably get paid. You can get a ring. You know what I mean? But you want to stay here. I love that. So after that happened, I really didn't care who left. We got a quarterback. We got JD back. Draft receivers. Let's roll. We're going to see. We're going to see. Let's roll.
Yeah, man. JD, man, he saved us a couple games. That Atlanta game where he dove into the end zone, the Giants game where he had that catch on the wheel route, the Seattle game. Nice. JD is like that. How about you, Oscar?
Obviously losing Eric Flowers hurt, but this guy, it's really because it's really gonna hurt, and that's Ricky Seals-Jones, and is my pick because we're talking about how Carson Wentz can be successful if we get him the right weapons. Well, Ricky Seals-Jones is a tight end, and who knows if Logan Thomas is going to be good to go week 1, and John Bates is still young. So losing Ricky Seals-Jones and not re-signing him to a cheap, friendly deal is going to hurt Washington in the long run because he was actually doing pretty well this past season with Washington. So Carson Wentz needs all the weapons he can get to be successful if he can be, if he wants to be successful in Washington. So
yeah, that's a different one. Ricky had a couple of catches. The Giants game for one, that was a huge touchdown catch. He's a good number 2, number 3 tight end. So we definitely need as much offensive talent as we can get. So that one is different. Ricky with the Giants, he's going to be playing with Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor. So I don't see much coming out of him, but good luck to Ricky Seals. How about you,
OG? Once again, this is another stupid all season with Ron. No eyebrows, Rivera. I'm not getting half the stuff he do. He gets rid of Eric Flowers and he bring in another Carolina Panther player. How many more players and people from that daggone organization are we bringing in here? Every year he's bringing in at least 4 or 5 of them, man. It's like he don't get enough of that stuff. It does not work. He constantly keeps saying, do it our way, do it our way, do it our way, do it our way. It's not working. It's not working. You got rid of, like Corey, I don't like to agree with him unless he, is that the all you can eat. You got the left side had continuity. Why did you mess with that? Why mess with that? And then Matt Ioannidis, I get him. He's hurt most of the time. So I can get you getting him up out of here. Tim Settle, one of the best D linemen in the league, coming up off the bench. The man had like 5 sacks. And Deron Payne don't like coming out the game. And when he gets in, it works. How you keep on doing the same stuff over and over and over again, Ron, is beside me. This guy, I'm telling you, the game has lost. It's passed him by, man. It really has. I'm not sure what he's trying to do. He has too much authority. He's not being held accountable. Jack runs this frosted flakes type of defensive scheme, and it's just pure nasty. Now I get you letting Landon Collins go, and hopefully we'll recruit that $12 million back to go towards the cap that he done went and traded for with a clown. But at the end of the day, if he can't find a way to make it work and fill those gaps, man, oh man, I'm thinking of devious things to do to this guy. I'm good, man.
Now, Derek,
read the comments, man.
You gotta read this one, Ed.
Dex 1000, he said, laugh my butt off. OG hates everything. No, OG, no. What did you like about this all season so far? Just say two things. That's all you gotta say.
What I like about this all season.
Eyebrows. Can't say the eyebrows. You can't say the eyebrows.
Are you happy? Are you happy that the Anheuser-Busch
you got power.
sponsor got taken away?
You got power at the house now.
Now look, that's another thing to talk about. You're losing more sponsors, and the stadium is trash. It's falling apart, falling on fans and players, towing seats, plumbing pipes. I mean, and he keep on talking about a culture. How you gonna be a culture? And no one, man, nothing. It's nothing I can say that's good that happened this offseason. I can't. I really can't. I don't see anything show me where this man put forth an effort to do anything. We keep on saying, oh, well, we won 7 games last year. We really won 5. Daniel Jones and the referees helped the Giants out last year. The refs helped us out against Atlanta. That was 5 games. This dude is very unprepared.
Well, I wouldn't say the Atlanta game because they tried. Remember when Chase Young did the little thing? They was trying to take that game from us.
Look,
yeah.
I'm telling you, we regressed. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't see anything good that happened in the offseason. I don't.
Yeah, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. But let's get to some signings that they did make. So which signing did you guys like? So we haven't really signed much. But out of all the signings so far that Ron has made, which one did you like the most? So we re-signed Bobby McCain. We did re-sign Cam Sims. We did re-sign Jaden McKissick. We got lucky with that one. And then the Bills GM got all mad about that and talking about tampering or whatever he was mad about. We did re-sign Troy Apke. We did sign the special teams ace, Trapke. And we did sign Andrew Norwell. So out of all those signings, which one did you like the most? And which one did you like the least, Warpath, if you want to rank the signings there? And also if you want to give a grade for the free agency so far.
There's 2 parts of free agency, right? And our best free agent last year was Charles Leno. And, he came the 2nd round. So I right now, I give it a C-. It's nothing that's wowed me. And shout out to OG up there, right? It's not that I think he's wrong. It's just that I think I'm more right than him half the time. So that's how I just want y'all. It's not that I disagree with him. He's less right than we are sometimes. That's all it is. But the Norwell thing, it's like you got older at the position though. You got older at left guard by 3 years when you got rid of Eric Flowers. So I can't really say I like that. I guess the only sign I really like is the fleecing of the Buffalo Bills, and really was that a fleece when they kind of washed out with Tim Settle, right? We got our D+ right. We got our 3rd down back, but I mean, there's nothing that I'm like excited about, but I'm like, oh, okay. It's like Eddie Murphy and Raw, right? It's like you keep on eating the same crack over and over again. You're gonna be like, It's just a cracker. Yeah, it's just a signing here for Washington. But I'm glad they ain't break the bank and go out here and get people stealing money like Christian Kirk and stuff. That's what I do like. I like about this team. That man has stolen money from Duval County, and he ain't even played it down yet.
Yeah, I mean, I give it a C too. I am kind of happy that they're not going out there and signing spending big money. They don't really have a lot of cash too, but at the same time, you see other teams with paying quarterbacks big money and they're still making moves. You see like the Saints making moves and other moves, making more moves to create salary cap space, not to burn calories, but to make salary cap space. I do want to see if the Commanders can do that to bring some guys in, but they haven't really done that yet. DC for Life 202. Look at his profile picture. It looks like he's smoking some stuff there. Might be smoking some stuff there with the comment, but I wouldn't sleep on Taylor. But I don't see Taylor having even a chance to beat Carson Wentz in minicamp. One, Ron wouldn't let that happen. Two, we already saw that with Fitzpatrick, where Ron didn't let that happen either. He did not let Taylor, even if Taylor would have played great football, I don't think Ron would have let Taylor start day one, even though Taylor was playing better in the preseason than Ryan Fitzpatrick. But Kenny, how about you? How did you feel about the signings? Bobby McCain. Or Warpath, how did you feel about the Bobby McCain signing? One last thing, because I know a lot of people were up in arms about Bobby McCain coming back and us not going after Tyrann Mathieu and Marcus Williams and guys like that.
Like people think this is Madden, right? It's not Madden. We think Honey Badger come here. He might do really well. Marcus Williams, he might not do that well, right? But Bobby McCain, if he stopped yelling at the media and actually play, I think I'd like the signing. That's the thing. Stop cussing them Bamas out. They got a job to do. You got to stop getting burnt. Stop putting Rivera back in business. Now, he was stronger on the back end of the season, but damn it, they were playing the damn Giants, and he looked like a rock star. Whoop-dee-dee. They couldn't even run a damn quarterback out. They had run a quarterback sneak on second down.
3rd and 9.
Yeah, 3rd and 9, something like what? Who does that? That's what got Judge Judy fired, right? Bruh, I don't, Bob McCain, whatever. As long as he go out there, he a body, and go out there and play a little bit better. Play him in the slot a little bit more, right? That's what he came into the league and see if he works instead of being your free safety. We gotta get a legitimate free safety family. That's all it is to it. I don't think Bobby's it though.
Yeah, shout out to Jake Fromm for getting Bobby McCain paid. How about you, Kenny?
I was really happy, of course, about the JD thing, right? As far as anybody else, it's kind of like whatever. I'm like in draft mode right now. All I'm looking up is please draft a wide receiver. But knowing Ron, he probably gonna get a linebacker from Utah. The only defensive player I want is the kid from Notre Dame, that safety. He's like that. You know what I mean? I will move up for him actually, but we probably can't afford to do that, right? So I'm just in draft mode right now, Ed. I'm not gonna lie. The whole free agency thing, we couldn't do anything after the Carson thing. I'm just glad that we got JD. Now go get Garrett Wilson. Go, get what's his name? Drake London. Go get one of these guys. Give Carson, some weapons. Give him a option other than Terry. You know what I mean? I like the wide receiver from Penn State too. God, please. I just want a Tyreek Hill. Just do it. Just do it. We need it. We need it so bad. And I keep watching these fast-ass receivers run past everybody. Draft one of those guys that we all get mad about, and then when they play, we're like, damn, who is that? You know what I mean? That's what I want. Please deliver that. Please.
Yeah. No, let's draft another linebacker. Let Ron draft another linebacker for the next 3 years in a row.
We're probably gonna do that when we gonna draft somebody on a guard.
Yeah, a guard. But yeah, no, free agency, it's a slow process. I'm not mad we haven't signed any big names. I mean, William Jackson was a big name. He didn't have a great first year, or he was played out of position by Jack Del Rio. Curtis Samuel didn't play. How many games did he play? 2 or 3 games. Ryan Fitzpatrick was another big name free agent signing. He didn't play. He only played 1 half. So the slow methodical approach. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I understand why Ron's doing it. How about you, Oscar?
I give it an F. Just bringing back J.D. McKissick and Bobby McCain doesn't do it for me. I couldn't care less. I couldn't care less for the rest. I mean, you bring in another offensive guard when you released Eric like that did not make sense to me at all. Like, why would you do that if you were gonna why? So yeah, that's why I give it an F.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get what you're saying because I got a feeling that what Ron's going to do, since he let Tim Settle walk, there's the defensive tackle's name's like Stephon or Steven Tutalele or something like that. He got released by the Bills. He used to be with the Panthers. I would put money down in before the week is over, he's probably going to sign that guy because he played with the Panthers. And he's cheaper than Tim Settle. So what Ron is thinking, let me get another guy who's cheaper than the guys that we have. Of course, the Panther connection is just easier for him to do that. Now, I do... Andrew Norwell, is he much better than Eric Flowers? Probably not. But is he cheaper? Yeah, so I understand the move. Am I a fan of the move? Not really. I'd rather have kept Eric, but I understand the money move because of Carson Wentz. Tim Settle let him walk. That wasn't a great move in my opinion either. That definitely drops the grade too when you could have brought him back. Man, I get why he left or why they cut him. His agent got pissed off at the team for that too, but it is what it is. Sean again, thank you for the donation. How about you, OG?
Yeah. Man, I give these people a D-. The only one that I was excited about they brought back was J.D. McKissick, and he chose to come back. I honestly don't see no hope, man. I can't say it enough, man. I watched this team win, man. I watched D.C., Maryland, Virginia represent this country like never before. I don't believe with Snyder as the owner that you newbies are going to get to experience that, man. I really don't. Y'all don't know what it's like to climb up on those light poles and just show off from Pennsylvania Avenue all the way to Georgetown. I mean, getting free drinks all the way up, having fun, getting hugs from everybody, except people like Coy. But, man, I give him a D-, man. Other than J.D. McKissick, and Cam Sims, really, I hate to sound depressed, man, but I just don't see anything good to say, man. I really don't. I don't.
So you didn't like the Andrew Norwell signing or the...
No, I didn't, man. They keep bringing these dudes back from Carolina, man. He might as well just go ahead and suit up himself. He might as well. No, like, just think about it. He keep bringing washed up dudes in here over and over and over and over again. What did he do? As soon as he got here, he traded for Kyle Allen. Is he still on the team? You gave up a 5th or 4th round pick to bring in a backup to a backup should be on a practice squad? Like, Brock, who's doing this? It's not Marty Hurney and them. It's him. He gets the final say-so. He got the final say-so on the name. He got the final say-so on this. I ain't going to say that name. He got a final say-so on that. He got the final say-so on all of it. The only person he answers to is the dude that is under investigation. He got to be held accountable for this stuff that he's doing. Oh, the culture. It takes 3 to 5 years. Man, if you win, you will see a better result. Man, this dude, man. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Thank you for the donation. Dorgunner. So this is about Cam Sims. So we did bring back Cam Sims. He says, can we stop with the Cam Sims experiment? One great catch against Dallas and 16 games of doing nothing. He looks the part, but no production. How do you guys feel about Dorgunner's statement?
Cam Sims did well in that Pittsburgh game for us to stop them from being undefeated. So and we got 19 different quarterbacks throwing to him. So I'm cool with Cam Sims. It's the guy that's calling the plays and putting the people behind the center is my problem. So I'm cool with Cam.
Anybody else?
I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't. I don't think he's. I don't think he's this god that everybody makes him to be. All his biggest plays come in losing efforts, though. I mean, the OG's credit, he brought up that Pittsburgh game, but other than that, all his big plays are losses against the Giants, a loss against the Cowboys. I mean, and it could be to credit how they're playing him too. Now we don't see him out there. He did have a big catch. Excuse me. And there's one more too, Bay. He had that touchdown reception against the Panthers this year too. So I mean, it could be how they're playing him. And I always tell people this as well. What's going on between the Sundays as well? What's going on in practice, right? But they like him enough to keep him here. So it's the biggest contradictory thing. And I understand why OG gets all upset all the time, looking like Ozzie Davis and do the right thing. So a shout out to one of your commenters right there. But he do look just like he looked like the mayor up in there. Oh Lord, have mercy.
Anybody else want to chime in on Cam Sims?
I mean, Cam Sims, they just need to target him more, right? I feel like if they target him more, he makes plays when he get the ball. You know what I'm saying? Just target him more. Throw it, give him some 50-50 chances. Give him, when we on the goal line, give him a fade. Play him in the slot and outside. Just target him more. Like, he's one of those guys, when he catch the ball, he don't try to go down. He don't try to run out of bounds. You know what I mean? And it's something that they see in him too. You know what I mean? I don't know if he just got it, like he be mouthing off to him behind closed doors or calling them B words or something. I really don't know. You know what I mean? It's something going on though, because they keep him on the team, but they don't use him. Target that man more, because when he catches the ball, he tries to make plays. He give it his all. You know what I mean? So target him more, and we'll see.
How about you, Oscar?
I like the move now. The way that they could use him more is if they can convert him into a tight end, and that is something that Washington does need. So let's see what happens. I mean, because he is clutch, and he's had those one-handed catches and big catches in big games. So I'm actually okay with that signing as well.
Yeah, I like Cam. I mean, the Steelers catch was clutch. The Giants, even though he lost. He's had some clutch moments for us, man. The Panthers game, that was clutch. Not only that, he's good at special teams. If they're going to hype up Troy Apke on special teams, you got to hype up Cam Sims, because that's the way he made the roster last year, because he was on the verge, on the cusp of getting released, and he was good on special teams, so he can do other things. Of course, he mossed Trayvon Diggs. So whenever somebody mosses Trayvon Diggs, you love that. You love the energy that Cam Sims does, too. Gets the crowd hype. So he does need more opportunities. I don't know if it's a Scott Turner thing. I don't know what's going on with the play calling or whatever. We just don't know, but he's a number 3 receiver at best. He's not a number 2. He's not a number 1. So he's a number 3 or number 4, but he's a good number 3 or number 4 option. That's the credit I'll give Cam Sims. And it's on a cheap contract. But Door Gunner, thank you again for the donation. Shauna Gang, thank you for the second donation. Shout out to Shauna Gang. This is a good statement here, too. I was going to ask you about DeAndre Carter. Also, Cornelius Lucas is another guy that's still out there. If y'all just want to quickly chime in, do y'all want to see DeAndre Carter back, or do you want to see Cornelius Lucas re-sign?
I love DeAndre Carter. You can use him in the special teams slot. You do a whole lot. I mean, Curtis Samuel's not playing, so we can use him. I like to see him. Cornelius Lucas, he's not the guy that wants to be. He wants to start, and he wants to be on the left side. And from what I heard, so I don't know if he will re-sign. I don't think we will re-sign him unless he came from Carolina. I don't know where he came from, but if he did, he'll be re-signed.
Anybody else want to chime in on DeAndre?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to have him back, but I feel like he wants probably too much money, and I feel like his receivers right now in college just coming out that could do that. You know what I mean? It's deep. It's a deep wide receiver class. Deep. It's just a lot of guys that you could put in the backfield and jet sweep and everything that he was doing. And he got a fumbling problem too. He liked to put that ball on the carpet too much. You know what I mean? He fumbled a few times, but he will make plays. He is a playmaker, but we don't have the money right now. If we could target somebody maybe in the 3rd or 4th round that could do the same thing.
You don't have a 3rd round pick, sir.
Oh yeah, you're right. 4th round. 4th round. You know what I mean? I would like to have him back, but probably too much money. I would tell him, go see what you can get, and then we make the final, like, we'll match that, or we ain't gonna match it. I feel like he would have signed with somebody already if he was like that for real, for real.
Anybody else want to chime in?
He
Y'all
did
good
the,
on DeAndre.
I was about to say he did the job that Curtis Samuel was supposed to do. I remember in that Tampa game, right? He was running a lot of those plays that you would be running with Curtis Samuel. And to be honest with you, he did better than him. And he earned Curtis Samuel money because of his play last year. He was dynamic kick return. He was in the Pro Bowl. But to Kenny's point, right? You got a lot of these young guys coming out now. So for a 28-year-old wide receiver, 27-year-old wide receiver, how old he is, that'd be kind of foolish to spend that money on him when you can go out there and get a guy in the fourth round or something like that.
Right. How about you, Oscar?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna echo what these guys said. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you. I mean, DeAndre was good. He had a touchdown against the Falcons. He was a good kick return. He was an upgrade from Steve Sims. I know. I mean, you couldn't be worse than what Steve Sims was last year. Even though I did like Steve Sims a little bit, but DeAndre Carter, he was upgrade for sure. Kick returner, punt returner. He provided some energy, man. And when Curtis Samuel was hurt, he had to step up in that role. So he did. He stepped up and did. He did reverse jet sweeps, all the stuff they said Curtis Samuel was supposed to do. He basically went out there. He did the best that he could. I'll give him credit for that. Steve Holt, thank you for the donation. He says at number 11, do they go wide receiver even if Kyle Hamilton is available? So this does go to the question that I wanted to ask. But I'll just tie him into this one. But I'll shout out the donations too before they get away because we're almost at that hour mark. Let me see because I know they go away pretty fast here. Somebody else put one in. Steve Holt, yeah, he put another one in. Somebody want to tell OG they signed Steve Sims again. LOL before that goes away. But yeah, let's get so for this one, I wanted to ask, do you think Ron is going to draft a quarterback at 11? We know they went to see Kenny Pickett. They went to see Malik Willis. They went to see those guys at their pro days. Do you think quarterback at 11 is still on the table after trading for Carson Wentz, paying him $28 million, giving up 2 draft picks for him? Do you think it would be wise for them to draft a quarterback at 11? Let's say if Malik Willis drops to 11 or Kenny Pickett drops to 11. And Warpath, I'll let you go first.
I mean, you win-win right here, right? I think maybe a wide receiver may be a little too high to get that. And if Kyle Hamilton drops that far, that solves a huge problem on that defense and getting your safety. And you pair that dude up with Cam Curl, my God, like that just that like the secondaries better beware. Not secondaries, but the wide receivers and anybody coming across there is going to have to beware of that secondary in Washington because those cats are coming for it. I mean, I think you'd be a fool to let Kyle Hamilton slip past 11.
And then how about the quarterback?
Yeah, you're a dumbass if you draft a quarterback that high. That's stupid. That is the most ignorant thing I've ever seen. It's like doing an Instagram live in the dark. It's just some of the dumbest stuff I've ever seen in my life. And complaining about a grown man who owns an NFL team. But I digress. I yield the rest of my time.
So if Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis drop to 11, you would pass.
I trade back. Somebody wants it. I trade back. Give me some picks. Let me recoup.
Okay. How about you, Kenny?
At 11, if Kenny Pickett, Malik Willis is there, I'm not taking neither one of them. And I bet you the reason why they're going to see these guys, right? Because they want somebody to move up to get them. You know what I mean? Ron probably trying to finesse. Like, oh, we're gonna go see him. Let's put it out there. He likes social media and he liked to talk a lot and be in the limelight and do dumb shit for real. So you know what I mean? I feel like he not taking one of them. And if Kyle Hamilton is at 11, I don't even think I'm trading back. I'm getting him. There's no way he falls to 11. I would be shocked. Remember I said in the beginning of the stream, I said the kid, the safety, I would take him. You know what I mean? If he's there, you know what I mean? He's that good. He's that good. He's that good. He's a beast. You take him. If any other quarterbacks is there, you trade back. It's a better class next year. we good. You know what I mean? Plan for the future. Stop just
We
doing this.
picking in the top 5 for sure.
Huh?
We'll
Yeah.
be picking in the top 5.
Yeah. I don't know about that. Might be going 1-1. 1-1.
But you think since we got Carson, we should just stick with best player available and not get a quarterback at all in the draft?
No, I said if Kyle Hamilton is there, if he's not there, I'm going the best wide receiver in the draft, and it can't be the kid from Alabama because he's hurt. So it got to be Wilson. It got to be Drake London. You know what I mean? It got to be the other kid from Ohio State. With last name started for O.
Yeah, Olave.
It got to be the kid from Penn State. They got Jets. He's like he remind me of Tyreek Hill. He's just little as on or what. You know what I mean? So I doubt they do that though. I thought they do that. It's just too fancy for them. They're not a fancy type of organization. I'm fancy. I'm going to buy that car, and I'm gonna ride around in the hood in an expensive car. I don't care.
How about you, Oscar?
I would not get a quarterback at 11 because I said 7 and 10 was at best with Carson Wentz. Well, if he knows for a fact that there's going to be a quarterback breathing down his neck, you saw what he did with Philly. He basically lost, was like what, 3-12 or something like that with Philly his last year. So yeah, he would basically say, okay, you guys want to build for the future? Fine, then I'm gonna go ahead and make y'all lose a bunch of these games. So, if he really is the future that like Ron thinks he is, then have full confidence in him. Me personally, get best player available in the draft.
Yeah, I think so too. I think you already know how Carson Wentz is. You don't want to, if you're gonna spend $28 million on him, there's no point in drafting a quarterback. Now, if you were gonna get Teddy B or Marcus Mariota for $8 million, $6 million, one of the mid-tier Jameis or somebody like that, then yeah, I'd be like, okay, let's go ahead and draft a quarterback at 11 because you already got that bridge guy. But since you're already putting your eggs in that basket with Carson Wentz, you got to get the best player for him, get him a wide receiver, get him some weapons, help him out rather than trying to rattle with his mind or play mind games with him. How about you, OG?
In a perfect world, we wouldn't be having this conversation about drafting a quarterback at 11, but because it's Ron, he went and traded for Ralph Transvent. You need a man with sensitivity. And Carson Wentz, you get a quarterback at that 11 if you want to, or at 2. This dude is going to panic for sure. If Hamilton is there, that is definitely a lock. But I got one better than Hamilton. If Mr. Ahmed Sauce Gardner is there at 11,
cornerback,
there is absolutely no way. This kid ain't allowed a touchdown on him in his entire college career. He locked down Alabama receivers in that in that playoff game. So give me him if he's there. But once again, we're talking about Ron. We don't know if this dude is going to trade up the year that he should have traded up last year. He probably trade up this year. This is the kind of guy we're working with. I don't think he's going to trade back. If he does, I mean, you need to go wide receiver. I don't want to get Carson Wentz no short receiver. I want to get him a tall receiver. Somebody like Drake London, if you're going to go that route. If not, you get that linebacker from what is it? Is it Louisville or not Louisville? Utah. You get him. Yeah, you get him because you're not putting no vets in there to help these guys learn something that your deep as a coaching staff is not teaching them. Who I really want us to sign in free agency, if you ask me, is Calais Campbell. These guys on that defensive line has not had nobody that can help them get above their college abilities. So again, I don't foresee us drafting a quarterback at first, the number 1 or number 2 pick, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ron did it because he's the type of guy. And Kenny gave him too much credit. And in Warpath, that man he's not bright at all, man. He really isn't. He really is not bright, man. I'm really beginning to believe the game has passed him by like Joe Gibbs. It's passed him by.
Yeah, I do agree with the statement not getting the quarterback. Ron, yeah, I mean, he does think of kind of like an older school guy. That's just what he is. You know, he's not like a Sean McVay where Sean McVay is going to trade picks here and there for Jalen Ramsey and Odell Beckham and guys like, which I would like to see Ron try to do. But you got to get the quarterback first. Ron has tried to be aggressive, but once again, yeah, I wouldn't draft a quarterback in this class, especially this class. Now, if it was a really really good class, then yeah, I would consider it. But he already put his eggs in the basket with Carson Wentz. I do think Ron will go as far as Carson goes. If Carson has a bad year this year, then Ron might not be able to see next season. Steve Holt, thank you for the donation again. He says someone want to tell OG they signed Steve Sims again. LOL.
Oh man, thanks God.
All right. Yag Dog, thank you for the donation once again. Aaron JCB, thank you for the donation. If we fail this year, it's wrong. That was the next question I was going to have for you guys, actually, that I had written down here. If we fail this year, is Ron Rivera gone? If so, would y'all want to replace him? And OG, I guess I'll start you off with this one.
I don't believe he'll be gone, but he deserves to be gone. And if I'm going to replace him, is either going to bring Byron Leftwich back, which is from Northeast, who went to school here in DC, and he went to Marshall because those stupid schools, them colleges around in DC did not want to get him, or get Eric Bieniemy. And I got our defensive coordinator already in place, Vic Fangio, somebody who knows what to do with that defense. So I would love to see Ron gone. Him, his entire family, everybody that he hired, get rid of him. Hasta la vista, Mr. No Eyebrows.
How about you, Oscar?
I mean, I don't see him. If he fails, yes, I would want him gone. But do I see it? No. Just because who's gonna fire him? I mean, all the guys that the GM, everyone works for him, and aside from Dan Snyder, and Dan Snyder got other things to worry about. So I honestly don't see him gone past this, if Washington were to fail this season, to be honest.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is you gotta look at the ticket sales. We're bottom in attendance right now. The stadium is falling apart. Ron did hype up. He did build it up to that he was gonna get Deshaun or try to get Russ and try to get Aaron Rodgers. So that's the only thing. It would just make him look bad if we end up with Carson and say we do go 7-10, like you said, Oscar. If we go 7-10, and then you got the Anheuser-Busch sponsor being taken away. So Dan is desperate too. He's gonna have to get some new life in here. So I do feel like if Carson fails and Ron fails, then it might be time to pull it. Dan might pull the plug on him. How about you, Warpath?
Yeah, I surprisingly enough, I agree with Oscar and Oscar the Grouch over there. But I think that Ron's not going anywhere because he is a bulletproof vest for Dan Snyder. He can take these hits. He can do on the football side. Same thing with Jason Wright on the business side, right? These guys are out there up front. Two good guys. I think they're two good humans, right? That are probably the biggest adults in the room, but they have to worry about irrelevant crap. Ron has to worry about irrelevant crap that's not about on the football field and making the football team better. That's his problem, right? But at the end of the day, as long as they're not going like 3-14 like Bay wants them to go, he gonna be here. If they're 7-10, 8-9, 9-8, he'll be back. Trust me, I will put my paycheck on it, unless they get.
Tommy, you ain't got no job.
Yeah, I know you don't, Tommy. I know because you put on Instagram you had like 8 jobs. I think you were you were working as Matt Ryan's bookie. Where you cleaned his shoes too. Yeah, I think you was Mr. Belvedere as well. Yes. You were Jeffrey from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air the other day, Master Williams. So I just we got all of it here. Looking like Benson up there. Looking like ghetto Benson.
How about you, Kenny?
I feel like regardless of the record, he's probably going to stay. Everyone likes Ron. I'm not even talking about the fans. I'm just talking about Good Morning Football and Nate Burleson and Kate Adams. Ron's just a nice guy. You know what I mean? Everybody likes Ron everywhere. I don't know nobody who just be like, I don't like Ron, except for this guy right here, the top right hand corner. That's the only person, bro. Like, I feel like regardless of what happens, he's gonna be here. And Dan probably likes that. He likes being liked. He want to be liked. That's why every time we get a black quarterback, he want to be up under the wing. Hey, I want to be cool. I want to be in the end. You know what I mean? That's just how he is. So I feel like Dan knows that. That's why he hired him. You know what I mean? You got Jason Wright and Hearn. You know what I mean? It's a political thing. It was a political move. I don't even know if it's about football. I think it's deeper than football. You know what I mean? Honestly, so I don't think he goes nowhere now unless we just like 3 and whatever, 2 and whatever. You win 5 to 7 games, you're here, buddy.
Yeah, I mean that could be true too. I just think if it's a third place schedule, I'm not gonna say these teams are trash that we're gonna play. We're playing the Jaguars, which Carson Wentz lost to the Jags. We're playing the Titans, who are a good team. We're playing the Lions this year. That's a team you should beat, but you never know what could happen. You're playing the Giants twice. So I just feel like if they do not make the playoffs, they go 7-10. You paid Carson Wentz $28 million and traded 2 third-round picks for him. It's going to look rough on the resume. And Ron, you look at his last 5 seasons, he has had multiple losing seasons. Last year, 7-10. Even the season we just won, the NFC East, 2 years ago was 7-9. So it's tough. But I do get what y'all are saying that, Ron is definitely a good guy. He could be, a face of the franchise kind of guy. But if they could get somebody younger and, it's hard to find these young guys. It's hard to find somebody that wants to come to DC. So I'm not going to say we got lucky with Ron, but for somebody to want to come to DC, it's rare. It's very rare. Redskins Review, that's my guy. Make sure you guys sub him up. He makes Washington content as well. Aaron JCB, thank you for another donation. He says, what about defensive coordinator? I love Jack Del Rio, but we got too much talent on defense. I feel like he's the weak link. That's another question I had. Now, Scott Turner did get an extension. He got an early extension. He got an extension before Terry McLaurin got an extension. Yeah, he got an extension.
Damn, James, damn.
He got an extension before. Oh, damn. I messed up my. Yeah, I know. It caught me on the Scott Turner extension. It caught me off guard a little bit there. But Scott Turner got an extension. Matt Ioannidis got released. It doesn't always correlate, but you look at good players get let go and not get extensions, and Scott Turner gets an early deal. So I just want to get you guys' thought on what Aaron said about Jack, also about Scott Turner's extension. Warpath, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, that's the most ignorant ass thing I have seen in a long time. I know James Evans from Good Times up there. He would know that he'd agree that's ignorant too, because Scott's done nothing to really warrant this. I mean, I get the offense has improved, but improved from 30th to 21st. I mean, that's like. I don't get it. Now, if you want to sell this to me next year and they do well and they jump from 21st to like 10th, I'm like, yes, I understand it. But then again, he may be gone after that. But his decision making has not warranted that. Some of these plays that he's run, when you're running gun on the goal line, when it's 3rd and goal from the 3rd and goal to go, and you just got to get in there, and he's gonna run a inside handoff. Like this stuff doesn't make sense to me. I mean, is he still watching? Like, is Ron still behind watching tape from last season, and he just got to the Tampa game? He's like, oh, this is a good drive that Scott called here. This is good execution. He deserves an extension. But interestingly enough, that extension lasts the duration of Ron's contract as well too. So that I think that's something key. But yeah, that was some of the dumbest stuff that I have ever seen in the world. Nobody. He's stealing money. He is stealing money. Scott Turner Elroy Jetson has stole money. James, stop this crazy thing.
And did you talk about Jack?
Oh, Jack, what the hell, Rio? Oh God, no, he don't dare. I mean, we still trying to find the January 6th tape on Jack Del Rio. I can't even touch that. I ain't even touching that 10-foot pole there.
How about you, Kitty?
I mean, what else is out there besides for defensive coordinator? I'm not happy with Jack because I feel like our talent. I feel like his schemes be just be crazy. It's messed up. I feel like he should use Cole Holcomb more. I feel like he's not using Chase Young right. I don't. And then as far as Turner getting the extension, like I said, it's bigger than football. Look what Corey just said. He said basically if his contract run out when Ron run out, you know what I mean? This probably wasn't about football. You see what I'm saying? It's the good old boys. We just live in their world. You know what I mean? That's what's going on. You ain't notice how all these sorry ass people keep getting jobs, Minuskis, and you know what I mean? What was the other guy? It was
the one that got the Denver job.
Yeah, Joe
He
Barry.
failed miserably.
Yeah, bruh. You know what I mean? So it's not about how good you are and who's better. It's about who you know.
That's facts. How about you, Oscar?
Scott Turner, why? Jack Del Rio, I feel like everyone overhyped him when he was the DC because I feel like now I don't know what's been going on with him because he was able to turn that Denver defense and then then Oakland Raiders, now Las Vegas Raiders defense into intimidated defenses. I don't know what's been going on with him. So I feel like if things don't turn around this season, I think he's gonna be gone. Scott Turner, I'm just gonna echo the same thing. Why? We give him an extension over, and then we release important talent like Matt Ioannidis and guys like that. Like that just did not make sense. Like I remember, I think it was they released a bunch of guys and they give him an extension, which I thought was very, very interesting timing.
And they signed Troy Apke the same day. No disrespect to Troy Apke, but but Scott, yeah, Jack got better as the season went along. I'll say that. Him and Scott, the 4-game winning streak, I give them a little. That's the best they did during the 4-game winning streak. Scott decided to run the football. Jack decided to actually mix it up. When Chase Young and Montez didn't play, that's when he decided to get more exotic with some blitzes. So he's got to be able to coach those guys up and get the best out of Chase, get the best out of Montez. I don't know if it's the D-line coach, linebacker coach, but Scott getting an extension, huge question mark for me, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm happy that Scott won't get any more excuses of, hey, he's got Taylor Heinicke as the quarterback. Oh, hey, he's got Dwayne Haskins. Oh, he's got Kyle Allen, Garrett Gilbert. There won't be much excuses if it doesn't work out with Carson Wentz. How about you, OG?
If I'm a defensive coordinator that has any credibility, I wouldn't come up under Ron to save my life. Ron has shown zero accountability when it comes to this team winning. Prime example, you give Scott Turner an extension. He's failed upward. I've seen people fail falling down. He's failed going up. You've done all you can, and there is no accountability with him. Jack Del Rio, I sat there and I watched the 49ers. They had Robert Saleh. The defense was a top 5 defense. He goes to the Jets. They end up getting the guy that was his defensive back, or I forgot his name. They made him the defensive coordinator. That defense is top 10. How in the world do you apply this kind of pressure like it's 6 men using 4 men with the 49ers, and we can't even dial up a blitz correctly? And we are wide open in the middle of the field constantly all game. The flats are wide open. You can't say, well, these guys aren't talented enough. People saying, well, they may be out of place. No, they're not out of place. This is the exact scheme that this guy is running. Him and Ron does not really, I really don't believe they care enough to want to win. Ron said he's focused on building his legacy. This new legacy with the Commanders. No, he says, no disrespect to the Redskins. Man, you've done nothing. You shouldn't be talking about a legacy. You should be talking about winning. If winning is not in the forefront, you just wasted. We only have 12,000 fans showing up the stadium, man. Nah, man, I ain't saying nothing. I'm all right.
Well, but what I will say, yeah, you brought up a good point. Jack's third down defense was atrocious. We were like dead last in third down defense. We were almost dead last in third down offense. So on the money downs, we were bad on each side of the ball. They do have to improve on that. But if Scott does believe in running the football and with a better quarterback, let's see what he can do. This is a make or break year for Scott. This is a make or break year for Ron, and this is a make or break for Jack Del Rio too. We cannot. And I'm Chase Young. He's got to step up and play better. But I don't know what Jack is telling these guys to run past guys and rush past the quarterback. We saw that too much. We heard the coaches are showing them Ryan Kerrigan film. I don't know how true that is, but hey, we just got to see something better from the coaching staff as a whole. Derek Butts, think of the donation. He's a Doc Walker head coach. Daryl Green cornerback. Santana Moss the wide receiver. I'm down with that. Chris Cooley, I guess he could be the tight end coach. We could go with that. I'm fine with that. London Fletcher could be the linebacker. That's if guys want to come back and coach. That's the one thing. Do they want to come back and be coaches? Dejon Bell, thank you for the donation. He says, I'm late, guys, but is y'all on board with Wentz? And whoever wants to answer that, you guys can go ahead.
Man, we got no other choice. We got no other choice.
Yeah, I'm more optimistic than what I was with Ryan Fitzpatrick, but I'm cautiously optimistic. Can he stay healthy for the whole season? One, leadership, accountability. Those are the question marks for me. When things go bad, can he rally the troops? Can he get along with the guys? Can he get along with the coaching staff? Those are the question marks for me. Can he get chemistry with Terry McLaurin? Terry McLaurin is going to be his best wide receiver, so I do want to see him with Terry McLaurin. I want to see him get another weapon as well. Shauna Gang, thanks for the third donation of the night. Said, y'all need to give Jennifer King more credit. Seriously, girl power. You guys have any response?
The best person on that staff is the offensive line coach. So, I guess she's the second best one then. So, okay, kudos.
Yeah, she's doing a good job. The first black female coach, Jennifer King's doing a good job. She needs to toughen up Antonio Gibson. I don't want to see that man fumble 6 times again this year. So I want to see him. I want to see her toughen him up. Big Simple, thank you for the shout out to him. He's a channel member. And that's my guy. We lit Skins fan all day. He's a channel member as well. That's my guy. Make sure you guys sub up Big Simple. Make sure you guys sub up Skins fan all day. All right. So we'll probably wrap it up right here. If you guys had to give a quick stat prediction for Carson Wentz before the year starts, I know it's very, very, very early. Very early. But I'll let you guys go quick. If you just want to give a touchdown, interception ratio, and yards for Carson Wentz, and I'll let you go first.
Let's go 4,200 passing yards.
This man is smoking again. Please,
let's go 30. Let's go 30 touchdowns. And I'll go 13 interceptions. How about that?
Okay. It's not bad. How about you, Kenny?
35 touchdowns. 14 interceptions. 14 interceptions because I think he's gonna sling it. I think he's gonna sling it. He's gonna make a lot of mistakes though, but he's gonna sling it. He's gonna make a lot of big plays and a lot of mistakes. 4,800 passing yards.
Okay. That's MVP. That's MVP numbers right there. That's MVP.
Not with all them interceptions. I said 14 interceptions.
14 picks. 36 and 14. That's still pretty good. That's still really good. That's still good.
That's 30. I said 30. I said 35 and 14.
Yeah, that's still really good. That would be like the best. That would be the best quarterback play we've gotten in years, in a long time.
Yeah. What if I'm right? What'd I get?
Yeah, put that wager in. How about you, Austin?
Put that wager in. Yeah.
3,500 yards,
Mhm.
25 touchdowns, 12 picks. Oh,
That's pretty good.
and six fumbles.
6. Okay, that's realistic. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not great.
And 40 sacks.
Ed, I have one question before you go to the senior citizen. You have to put him up on. Can you please just put him up on center stage and let us watch him deliver this? This is gonna be great. Come on, man. Let's do it. Come on, James. Come on, James Evans.
Nah, man, Oscar pretty much summed up what I was going to say. I'll say about maybe 27 touchdowns, maybe 12 fumbles because he's reckless. He's going to have about 40 to 50 sacks because he does not know how to get the ball out of his hand quick enough. He's going to throw about maybe 14 interceptions, and he probably play about maybe 12 games.
12 games. Is that 70? That's not 70% of the season.
That's
so
70.
then we would.
Yeah, that's 7.
12 out of 17 or 70. I'm terrible at math, but I'll take
Is it snaps or games he's got to play?
No, 70% of the game.
70%
Okay,
of the
snaps.
game.
Okay.
No,
Snaps.
that was snaps.
If snaps.
No, yeah, it might be snaps. Yeah. Mine. I'm still up in the air. Honestly, I'm gonna go with a humble 24 tubs and 9 picks. I'm gonna go with that right now. We're gonna run the ball hard. That is Jalen Hurts type. Right there. Joey Shakes, the Eagles fan. Shout out to him. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Eagles guy. Great Eagles content creator. He says because I dislike you guys so much. Just kidding. Good stream. Yeah, you guys, man. You guys made a good signing with Zach Pascal. That was a good signing. Not bad. I mean, Jalen Reagor. You still got Jalen Reagor. We're not going to treat Carson like you guys did. Y'all drafted Jalen Reagor. You drafted Aguilar. You drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. We're going to try to get some dogs in here to help Carson Wentz out. But thank you to my guy, Joey Shakes. Slugger, thanks for the donation. He says, how many wins do you guys think we will get? We can quickly go around. Oscar, I'll let you go first. I know you're the Russian judge. I'll just... how much you want, Pat?
10.
10.
Give me 10. Give me 10.
Okay.
Give me 10.
How about you, Kenny?
I want 10 as well.
10, okay.
Floor 3 and 14, ceiling 5 and 12.
Damn.
You said 4, 3, and 14?
Yes, the floor, yep.
Oh,
That's
floor.
what eating cottage cheese for breakfast will do for you every day. Jesus.
I'm still up in the air. I'm between 9 and 8 right now. It's a toss-up for me. But Aaron, thank you for the donation again. I want to thank you guys for coming on the stream. Make sure you guys sub these guys up. Link is down below. Kenny Man Fitness, he does basketball content. Make sure you guys sub him up. Warpath, make sure you guys sub him up. He does Commander content. You guys already know. Live streams, all that. He gets great guests on.
7 hours.
Yes, sir. And Oscar, make sure you guys sub him up. He does Commanders content, does soccer, all kinds of sports. Make sure you guys sub him up. OG's on Instagram. What's your Instagram again? OG DC Bay, right?
I don't know. I don't know if I changed it. I know it won't be the Commodores, that's for sure. But I think it's still DC Bay.
Yes. All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next month. Probably after the draft. We'll probably recap the draft picks. See what happens. Hopefully Ron signs somebody. But all right, y'all.
All right.
Hail to the Commanders. Salute. Peace.
H-Skate donating. Apologize, baby.